So right now, you're being aggressive, right? So you're violating my Third Amendment right because I'm quartering with an enemy combatant.
It is what it is. We're all sick from disinformation. We all live for twisted sensations. Kids are safe, but too well behaved to feel. Never heal with the fakes. Go make something real. If what you've always believed in was not considered treason, is this what we moving right in usual no meaning? Take it or leave it, the way you see it is the end result. Angels and demons.
What's good, guys? Yep, everything's okay. Just I was sitting around bored, just kind of waiting around. I wasn't even gonna go live today. I wasn't gonna do anything today. I was gonna take it easy. And then I find myself. I'll just go ahead and share put the invite link up before I get going. Oops, sorry about that. Hey, what's going on, Kate? Yeah, I was hanging around because I was on NNE's panel and I see Omaha up there. I'm like, okay, well, what's this? Because I figure, okay, he's gonna go and he's gonna tell him what a dickhead he was, right? And I'm listening to Brian, and Brian is, of course, doing his stupid shit, saying the same stupid shit, talking about what he did was totally illegal, which again, yeah, totally illegal. I freaking get it. It's not an issue. There never is an issue. There never was an issue, the legality of what he did. And apparently Omaha was, calling him out on what he was doing, saying, hey man, you don't need to be doing this sort of thing. And so just a few minutes ago, apparently Omaha is going to go live and apologize for calling Brian out because Brian is such a good guy. That just about made my stomach in. And I'm sorry, I've lost. And I really hope he comes on because oh man, that's just some bullshit. There's just shit you just don't fucking do, and you got to stick to your morals. It's a moral thing. And what if anything he did helps the First Amendment community? How does it help auditors? Absolutely not. None. Not one single fucking bit. Right? And the simple fact that he's a renege on calling Brian, oh no, Brian, no, Brian, you're all right. You're right, Brian. I'm bad. My bad, anyway. What's going on, Josiah?
Not much, Kenny. Sorry about leaving yesterday, but I can only take so much of Omaha because I have a cousin who is 58 years old and is bipolar and who is manic, just like Omaha. And I put him out of my house 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like See, you can't trust him. You can't trust Omaha
and I try to give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm trying to say, I try to understand what he said, and when he said he called Brian, I'm like, all right, cool. Then just a few minutes ago up here, and it's like he just totally rigged out the way he said, like, well, I guess it's legal. It doesn't. There was never a question of its legality.
Yeah.
There's never a question. That was never a fucking question. And that's what Brian turned it into. And almost like, well, I guess you're right. Like, that was never a fucking question, moron.
Yeah.
Omaha, if you're out there, fucking come up here. Because this is, hell no. You need to answer for your bullshit. Because I'm telling you right now, man, I don't think I'm ever going to let this motherfucker, if he really is going to keep going, he ain't coming up here no more. Fuck that. There's just no reason to even entertain a fucking flip-flopper like that. That's the ultimate flip-flop.
And you really try to be very unbiased. You are very fair. And
I got a lot of shit for giving Omaha a lot of slack. It's like, man, why do you entertain him? Because I'm just trying to be me. But at some point, this is me still too. It's just at the point right now where it's like, you know what? No, there's some things you just don't flip flop on. And just the stupidity of the reason Brian just threw out, well, it's legal. Well, okay, everything's okay now. Really? Was that ever a fucking question? Anyway, what's up, Chief?
My turn. Omaha sucks. He's stupid. He's an idiot. Okay, I'm done.
that pretty much sums it up. Kate,
Hey, Kenny.
Again, I just want to say I know you can handle your own. I'm sure everything's fine, but that was just some bullshit. And just I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was. It's okay. No, I mean, I'm going to be redundant because I feel like I'm going to be on panels all for the next few days, including my own, saying that, like, I understand that to some extent this is an occupational hazard of what I do out there, right? And I'm not excusing it or saying this is all my fault or anything else like that, but it is what it is. The only thing that I would take issue with is that the legality was never a question, because it wasn't entirely legal what he did. And just because there is a threshold that he didn't, or I should say has not yet pushed over, does not mean that we do not now have 2 documented instances of harassment per the police department, right, that we are now pushing towards the threshold on the state level. That does not mean that the federal authorities have not been contacted, and that's on the broader statute of that they are not taking notice now. So although it wasn't an arrestable event at that time, that does not mean that it was entirely legal either.
No, yeah, and they're really fucked at the moment, and you know it was all. I mean, everyone knows it was retaliation for what happened to Furry's channel, and Brian for some reason I thought he would get involved in it because he wants to be relevant at some point in his fucking life.
It is. He was gleeful. I have almost 200 people in here. Yeah, of course, because everybody likes a train wreck. But and at that point, I was irritated to hear, and I'm sitting in a police station watching the police. So like everything that he said, down to insinuating that he had a firearm on him, is on record now. Okay, this is all on record. Right? Yeah. Because you could delete the video tomorrow, and that's fine. Not only do I have a copy, but the police have already watched it in its entirety and recorded it as such. He my family is not something that is going to bolster your views. You're not going to put my children in fear because you need some sort of relevance. It's just not going to happen. And the fact that he goes, I'm going to go down to Mass Ave and I'm going to go look at the bars. No, Brian, you knew where I was because you left as soon as I came back, and you got a tip that the police were on their way. And another thing that they don't seem to understand is they were not on public property. They were on my neighbor's property. And the reason the police came out is because my neighbors complained about them being on their property.
And they just assumed that it was called the police.
Right.
They're fucking idiots. And shit that
concern for me. And my neighbors were very freaked out that these 2 assholes were out for 2 hours on the street. Like, it was a creepy situation for everybody involved. And thank God my neighbors don't watch his shitty show. Like 90% of the population does not watch his shitty show, or they'd be extra creeped out to hear him talk about how he may or may not have a fucking firearm on him.
Absolutely. And I didn't, because the thing is, I was really remiss to do something like, because Polly was already doing something on it, and I didn't want to keep rehashing it. But when I saw fucking Omaha up there, I just basically I really want to talk to Omaha about this, because I don't like the renege thing he just did, because he came on my panel a few days ago and was talking about how what Brian did was wrong. Oh no, hell, Brian, what he did was wrong, and blah 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 blah. I'm like, all right, I can respect that, And then he goes on today. And then he goes on today, and he's like, "Oh, Brian, I guess what you did was okay, and I'm gonna apologize." And Brian's like, "Brian, Omaha, why don't you go on, do a live panel, and publicly apologize to me? And when I see you on, I'm gonna see a spike in my viewers. Like, you're doing this all for fucking just."
Let me ask you something. How do you think Brian would react if I went to go live stream his home where his wife and daughter are and announced that I had a firearm on me?
Oh, he called the police, he called the FBI, the CIA. He would not be okay with it at all. Neither would Furry Potato. None of them would be. No auditor that claims that they would be okay with it would be okay with it, because I don't know many human beings that would be okay with that sort of behavior.
Auditors are the biggest hypocrites out there. The first thing they would do would be to call the police.
Absolutely.
And
So, okay, I got a question for you.
Okay.
Was that the other day? Was that actually a guy outside someone's house, like live streaming their house? Because I only caught like part of the stream that was on your channel. So I'm kind of trying to pick up.
It wasn't guys. They were subhuman pieces of shit. Is what they were.
Okay,
News
but they were actually,
Brian.
they were actually outside.
Yes. I'll answer your question because it was so I had a 58-year-old man sitting on a walker and a 30-something-year-old homeless man on my neighbor's property across from my property, live streaming my house for 2 hours while they threatened to go to my workplace, my mother's workplace, read off the license plates to my vehicle, read off my husband's company information off the company vehicle, threatened to go to my mother's house, and claimed that they were armed with a firearm. That is what happened for 2 hours. Then allegedly they left because they quote unquote didn't see me there, even though I did drive by them and post up on my own porch. But they got to tip the police on their way. They left and then allegedly came back again. So yeah, 2 times in one night they came back to stake out my house, live stream it, and rattle off as much personal information as they could find on my property while claiming to be armed with a firearm. That is what happened last night. Yes.
So they were sitting across the street with, I mean, hell, I'll tell you what you need to do is get a couple of well-trained Doberman pinchers.
I had dogs, but they're sweet. You know what I mean? And you know what? I didn't want, I was not a proponent for any bodily harm. I can tell you that my husband 100% wanted to shoot them with BB guns. I had to, very firmly tell him that we would not be committing any felonies today and to just ignore it. My children were, alarmed because they weren't sure what was going on. And I'm getting calls, and now all of a sudden people are calling me and talking about the presence of a firearm potentially. It was distressing for my family. I feel terrible about it. I really do, because my intention, with what I do on the online realm is never to bleed it into my personal life and, my children and my family. But, it is what it is, I guess. And at the end of the day, did they impact any, bodily harm or no, they did not. Is that appropriate behavior? No. Is it bordering on illegal?
Next time, get on Cabela's.com and get yourself some bear spray. That'll take care of their little asses.
Yeah.
Well, I did have when I did see that they were threatening me earlier in the day, I did have some protection on my person. Not a firearm, because I don't go around just shooting people, but I had some protection just in case. And luckily, it didn't escalate to that level. And I made the decision to delay going home and sit with the police instead, so that there wasn't any issues that popped off. No confrontations or anything like that in front of my children.
But like you said, Kate, earlier,
hold on, real quick. Someone go over on any of Omaha Southern and let him know I want to fucking call his ass out on some bullshit he's saying. Please go let him know. I want him fucking here, because he must answer his bullshit. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, what Kate had said earlier, this is a digital realm. YouTube is a digital realm. And when you take the fight out of the digital realm, you cross the line. If you have anything to say it here. Don't go to someone's house. Say all the shit you want, but don't cross the line.
Unless you're willing to pay the ultimate price.
Well, yes, that's true, but
what's the ultimate price?
Yeah, what is the ultimate price? I mean, like Brian ending up in jail, or
that would be like if you perceive a threat and you are in your own house or your own property and you perceive a threat, then it is articulable that you could defend yourself on your property if somebody were to present a threat that would hurt your family or yourself. Now, any grand jury, if they think, okay, well, these people came onto this property, they weren't invited, they weren't there authorized, they were there illegally just to protest or to harass or to assault, there's no grand jury that's going to indict you on it if you would defend yourself.
and just the whole situation was really just, it was painful to watch. I didn't watch much of it. I watched like a little bit of it, and because it was just too bad. I mean, I didn't do a video on it because it's already been done to death, and I just didn't want to. I honestly just didn't want to fucking even acknowledge it. But then fucking when I saw, when Omaha, I don't know, he something about what he did, it super set me off, and I don't appreciate that sort of thing, especially when I give you, I gave him all the fucking chances in the world. He could have just came out and said straight up, "Oh, I believe what he did was legal, and I don't have an issue with what he did." But to go and be like, "Oh no, what he did was wrong," and then just to let him convince you, and it wasn't even a very convincing. I mean, let's be honest. Is Brian really that convincing?
No.
He's not very. Here we go. Let's ask the chat here. How do you believe anything Brian says? How convincing is Brian? If you think Brian's really convincing, give me a 1. And if you think Brian is just full of shit at everything he says, you wouldn't believe a thing, give me a 2. I bet you most people are going to say fucking 2. Watch. He's unconvincing whatsoever. So I don't understand how. Well, I do actually with Omaha. I can see how he convinced Omaha. He's not the sharpest tool in the shed, but I try to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
I really did. I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt. It was just a bunch of bullshit. So
Kenny,
I really hope he shows up.
You went so far as even yesterday to say to Omaha, make a film. Show us that there are drones following you, or that there are helicopters following you. And he can't. I mean, he lives in the delusion of his own mind, and there's no way that you are going to convince him that he is wrong. And even when he's on your program, he takes control. He says some really nasty things and tries, wait a minute, hold on, shut up there, don't talk, I don't want to hear it. And it's like, and directed at you. And it's like, I mean, you and Kate are so fair. I mean, Kate would do anything for anyone.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like off of the air. Not just giving them the benefit of the doubt. Because Kate will come out and give everybody the benefit of the doubt. She tries to be, objective instead of subjective, always. And you're that way too. You're always trying to be objective, but with Omaha, not going to happen. He's going to turn. He flip-flops in 5 minutes. He'll change his story.
Yeah. Yeah, this is what it is. So, police de-escalation. You've had issues with Omaha. So, why don't you tell us some of your issues with him?
The main issue I have with him is, he'll act like a good friend to your face. I mean, he will, but he'll say stuff like you're not messaging back, or he'll go around telling people I'm working with the police or something like that. He's just, I think he's one of those friends that would be a friend to your face and then go to another friend and be a friend to their face and tell them what they want to hear. He just basically tells everybody what they want to hear. So,
that's exactly what he's doing, which is why he was so quick to defend Brian and say, "Okay, Brian, you aren't guilty for anything. Don't worry about it. I'm morally stand by what you did." You can say, "Okay, I'm an auditor. I see what you did," but still, morally, that shit was wrong. You should have did that shit. What was the point of that? What did that do for the First Amendment community?
And it's Brian. Who the fuck would I mean, not to really talk shit about anybody, but it's Brian. I mean, he doesn't really know his stuff at all or anything.
That's what gets me. Is like, why is he even listening to Brian? Brian is not even. He doesn't even sound like he's right. It's like he's like the poor man's Charlie Manson.
And then he comes to a sports channel like yours, and he just blows it off like for masshole.
He's like a poor man's freaking Charlie Manson, just not even a toothless Charlie Manson, and it's just ridiculous. My fellas, symmetry hit all their branches on the way down. You know what? That's very true. You know, it's like Brian, New England. I'm pretty sure he's still alive now, and I bet you Omaha's still on there. Which is fine. He can be on there all he wants. He'll come over here soon. He'll come over here one day, and then I'm gonna get his ass, and it's gonna be on and cracking. Because that's just something you don't know. There's certain things you don't renege on. There's certain lines you don't cross. Brian crossed that line, and anybody that defends him, if you defend freaking Omaha or anybody that's in the situation that was on the wrong side of history that day, you can just go ahead and fucking unsub from my channel. I don't want your fucking support, and I don't need your fucking support. So if you support Brian, you support fucking No Name, you support Omaha at this point, you support Furry, don't let the fucking door hit you on your way out. So yeah, fuck that shit. I don't need it. I don't care if I go down to 5 subscribers if that's the case. I'll do that. I don't give a shit.
Amen.
Yeah.
That's what will get you more subs.
Oh no, I'm not worried. I'm not even worried about the subs. It's not about the subs at this point. At this point, it's about calling the right thing. It's something right. Like I said, I've always said I'll be happy with 100 subscribers. I'll be happy with 200 subscribers. That's not the point for me. Huh?
As long as people see your videos, right?
Yeah, I mean, as long as you see it, and it wouldn't matter because I'd have if it would be 100 or 200, it would be the right 100 or 200 subs.
True.
It'll be the people that aren't in it for they don't want to see the train record. They don't want to see they're not it don't matter. But I'm happy for everyone that does subscribe. But at the same time, like it's not the end all be all for me.
Yeah, I get you, man.
Yeah. Anyway, just fucking. Oh man, that whole situation was just. I couldn't believe. I just couldn't believe it. It's been going on for like a couple of days now, and I get it, But just what he did just pissed me off. So how's he gonna go on one panel and then say, "Oh yeah, what he did was wrong"? Oh no, Brian, you're okay. Oh, get the fuck out of here.
Well, yesterday he was even saying that he was pissed because he was he was in the chat and they weren't paying attention to him, and that pisses him off. It's like, why do you need that much attention and you want to be relevant?
Absolutely.
Huh?
Absolutely. And you're right on Eison. He does only try to manipulate people that are dumber than him, for sure. It's the only people he can manipulate. He doesn't have the gift of gab like his buddy does. He really doesn't. He comes off very unintelligent and he comes off just like he looks and sounds. I'm not trying to make fun of him, but seriously, he really comes off the way he looks and sounds. So that's just the way he is. And so I'm really pissed off right now. And I want Omaha to come up. I want Omaha here. I want him now. I wouldn't mind if Brian came on. Brian ain't ever gonna come on, but I wouldn't mind.
Why doesn't any of this interesting stuff ever happen to my house? I got plenty of tools to implement to get these guys out of my yard.
It's Walker Stalker and No Game Products. No, here's the thing. I'm not going to go. I don't like what they do. I don't respect anything they do. But at the same time, I'm not going to wish any kind of harm upon them because that's just not me. That's not what I do. I can still not like what they do, and I still don't want to see let's take not Josh. Yeah, Josh, but the other Josh, Nomad. I didn't like what he did, but I wasn't very happy. I wasn't happy necessarily with what happened to him. Was I surprised? Absolutely not, because you could see just the way he kind of was. But I wouldn't wish any kind of harm on them. But yeah, the only harm self-inflicted. Yeah, they self-inflict harm on themselves all the fucking time. Anyway,
Yeah, but you have to understand. I mean, if you're going to commit an act, you should be willing to accept the reaction of the people you committed the act against. And it can get interesting. There's a lot of things you can do to somebody who comes on your property.
It could have, that situation could have ended really badly for them. But that's what they wanted. They're probably hoping for that sort of situation. And Kate and her family handled it like professionals. They let them do what they needed to do. They're collecting. They went to the officers. They were filmed. I mean, it's all live stream. What do these auditors always say? The camera never what? The camera never lies, and it doesn't.
Yeah, out here in the country, it would have been a totally different effect.
And see, someone offered Nomad true help. So, I mean, I know that was disgusting to see too. How they're all just drooling over Beanie, which is like, damn, that's just good job, guys. See, now we're gonna have to check that out. I'm sorry, I lied. Now I'm sorry, I gotta see this. Let's see what this apology was all about. Omaha Cop Block. Oh, yep, here we go. Oh, is this? I think this is just an audit. I don't think this is. Oh no, he streamed it. Let's see. Yep, that's just him talking. Let's see what the fuck he had to say. Share screen, Chrome tab. Sorry, share audio. Can you guys see that? No, thank you. You guys can see it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Woo! All right, guys, let's get to the point. Let me get a few people in this chat. If you're watching right now, go to Brian's panel, all right? We need to talk about a few things on his panel. I want to give my deepest apologies. Ugh, shit, my bad, dude. I don't know what's up on me. I want to give my deepest apologies to Brian from News New England. I fucked up. I shouldn't have went off assumptions. I shouldn't have went off of words. My thing is, I thought he was on the property of the neighbors, and when he was at Kate's, he was on the apartments. And I sincerely fucked up. I shouldn't have rushed to a conclusion. I should have watched the video myself. So, Brian, if you're watching this video right now, I apologize for lying to you, man. I'm sorry for lying about the Kate situation. I should have did more research, didn't believe in. My emotions got the best of me, and I'm sorry, Brian. All right? I apologize right now. If you guys want to unsub for me, go ahead. I know I'm a liar. I'm sorry for lying. All right, and I should have been. I let my emotions get the best of me in this instance here, and I just, I fucked up, Brian. I really did. I fucked up, and you did nothing wrong. You did everything legitimately legal. You did everything right. I should have watched the video, and I didn't watch the video, and that's where I fucked up. I let my emotions get the best of me. So my opinion I said about you was invalid. I know I said I'd call you out for going to Kate's house, but you didn't really go to Kate's place. You was on the sidewalk filming the building, and that's the truth of the matter. So I'm sorry, Brian. All right, I lied. I fucked up, and if you guys are willing to unsub, go ahead and unsub, man. I don't deserve you guys' support. Is that the police? No, that's not the police. So guys, I'm sorry. And Kate, I still like you. I got a crush on you. I don't like massive. But I fucked up and I lied. All right? Yeah, I fucked up. Me, Floyd Wallace, all right, lied on Brian. That's what I just did. So, man, I let my feelings get the best of me. I think it's because I had a crush on Kate, and
that's awesome.
And that's where I fucked up. So, guys, you guys got this. You guys got to. I'm sorry. All right, I should use a logical sense, and I just felt like, I thought I took the story out of context.
What do you got so far? Are you buying anything at all?
Nope.
This is Brian and Josh all over again.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. It's like at this point, and it's like he was. The cops actually got called, so and of course, I'm sure I didn't watch the whole video, so I'm not sure if he filmed the cop interaction. Did he or did he not?
Don't ask me. I'm not even subbed to him. I'm
I
not
don't
even
know.
subbed
I
to
don't
that
know.
one either.
I don't know if he.
Videos.
I doubt it. I highly doubt he freaking recorded the freaking interaction with the police because he's a coward. So I highly doubt it.
I wish I was one of the officers on scene. I swear to God, I would have paid $5,000 just to be just one of the officers on scene.
My God, this has only been 3 minutes into this video, and how many lies has he just fucking spewed? Oh my God, this is only 3 minutes in.
I'm waiting for him to pull. Well, I'm a black man, and that's what black men lie. I'm waiting for him to. I'm waiting for the race card to come out.
You know what? You probably are right. It probably will. In Omaha, it probably will.
Yeah, so, everybody brings up the race card except the cops.
All right, let's try this again. Let's see. Let's try this.
And I thought he was at the house or trying to stalk, and that's where I like, man, you shouldn't be doing that because I wouldn't want nobody doing that to me. I get stalked by the police all the time. So I understand how she was feeling, and that's why I...
Wait. Okay, wait. Here we go. So now he's trying to bring in the moral argument that he was trying to say. Now he just talked about how he gets stalked by the police all the time. Now, if he's being stalked by the police, then obviously I highly doubt he is. But let's just for shits and giggles, let's give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, isn't this what they call playing both ends against the middle?
Oh, absolutely. It's exactly that. He's like a pro at this. Look at him. He just has this bewildered look in his face like, I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just spitting out shit. Look, just a doe in the headlights look in his eyes. It's ridiculous.
I kind of didn't look at the video. And that's where I fucked up at. I didn't look at the video. And that's where I seen parts of it, but I didn't watch the whole thing to get the full context of the situation. So he was on the sidewalk and he did not go on private property. I'm sorry, Brian. I'm sorry. Because I wasn't thinking logically. All right, I wasn't thinking logically on this one.
How can you see anything in the video? It was freaking dark outside.
Because I was feeling, it's not a good thing to be stopped. And I've experienced that with the drones and the helicopters and the drone aircraft, with the police and the government stopping me. So there it is. A feeling to the situation, but Brian didn't stalk her. Well, he didn't go on her property. He's on the sidewalk. I didn't watch the whole video. I didn't, and that's where I fucked up at. All right. So if you guys are mad at me, that's fine. Do I think anybody should stalk anybody? No, I don't. But he did not do that, and I want to give his apologies, and I want to apologize to all of the first. I want to apologize to you, Brian, because you're my friend, and I don't want to ruin our friendship over this. People are gonna give me shit. That's fine. I welcome your hatred. I welcome all your guys' hatred. I've been hated for a long time anyway, so it doesn't really matter to me. But I'm sorry, bro. All right. I'm just going to repeat it. I'm just going to repeat it, man, because I fucked up, and I apologize for lying on Brian's name.
There's one word. If you haven't
seen Brian's channel, go to News New England right now and join the panel as he's currently live right now. Sub to his channel. The link's in the description, guys. Help your boy out. Go over.
Okay, yeah, that's enough of that.
Hypocrite.
Absolutely. That was utterly ridiculous.
That's like throw all the shit at the wall and see what sticks.
Any credibility he might have had up to this point just got thrown into the sewer.
Yeah, absolutely. That was
Actually, no, seriously, I want to qualify that. It's no longer in the sewer; it's in the sewer plant.
yeah, that was really utterly fucking ridiculous. Yeah, I can put the link. What's up, Liberty Bird?
What's up, man? Good thing it's really me, man. You probably should check faces before letting people on. It's a great way to get form bombed.
I know. I try not to. I figured there probably is a fake you somewhere. I'm sure there is.
Yeah, I'm sure there is too.
But I just forgot. I'm sorry. I'm really pissed off right now. So that's probably what it is.
Well, I feel bad for the person that steals this logo and uses it because it is now actually copywritten. So.
Oh, there you go.
So how you guys doing though, man?
We're doing all right. We're just talking about Omaha and the whole situation.
Yeah.
The situation that he's putting himself in, unfortunately.
Yeah, Bird, wouldn't that be trademarked instead of copyright?
No. So I actually copywritten the image. Trademarking's on a whole nother level.
May I, since he's discussing me, may I offer my opinion on this?
Go ahead.
Okay, it's going to be diversion, just to warn you. I'm going to defend Floyd here, okay? If you notice, within the first minute of the video, he acknowledges, or at least that if you're going to unsubscribe from me, go ahead and do so. I am sorry. He is clearly, he is an easily manipulated person. I think that is abundantly clear. I picked that up immediately, as I think most of us have, right? Okay. Sure. With Josh now gone and in jail, and Brian emboldened by his time with Josh and now his association with Furry Potato, Brian is ready to assume essentially the role as the new bitch hit in his own mind, right? So he is now going to be looking for underlings. He has picked up No Name immediately and is now going after Floyd. I guarantee that he absolutely baffles Floyd with bullshit, which is not that much of a feat, right? Because Floyd is a nice kid, and I do not hold it against him that he refuses to take a hard. Okay, listen, I do not.
I'm calling bullshit.
No, wait a minute. She's partly right. The foolish are easily led.
Okay, keep going. We're listening. I didn't mean to interrupt.
I'm sorry. This is all I'm trying to say here. Okay, so I mean, he clearly does not want to take a hard line on this. That is very clear. I do not find that to be playing both sides down the middle, or somebody who is otherwise trying to avoid confrontation as much as he can with both sides on a situation that he is clearly conflicted on. Okay, I don't see. I think that it is preposterous that he is apologizing and essentially kissing Brian's ring right now. I think it's preposterous that he is categorizing what he did as lying. I think it is preposterous that he is convinced that by looking at that video, he somehow is seeing something that he did not see before. Because, again, the legality is questionable, right? Because he wasn't just sitting on a sidewalk filming my house. It was rife with threatening language. It was after a very, very long time of threatening to come there, sending Polly Crispy pictures to send to me of his progress on his trip, threatening to go to my mother's house, announcing that he is armed, right? Okay? But these are things that, and I guarantee that if I went to Floyd right now and explained this, that he would probably go, you know what? You have a point, right? Because he is somebody who is not looking for conflict and clearly has been told, you have taken the wrong side. This is going to be harmful to your YouTube channel. Don't make me turn my ire on you too. I guarantee that is what is happening. But I don't think that he's doing anything implicitly wrong in this situation. He just comes off as looking very.
Can I ask a question, Kay?
Yeah.
So my question is, so you're saying that News New England ultimately was making threats. We do understand that he was really close to your actual physical address, correct?
He was across the street, and the thing is, again, he was on my neighbor's property. I understand his confusion there because it is a sidewalk, but that's my neighbor. That extends to my neighbor's property, right? To the point to where the town does not come out and plow that. The town does not shovel it. There is absolutely to the curb. That is my neighbor's property. If there was an issue with piping, that is my neighbor's property.
Do you think that a civil restraining order at this time would be appropriate? Because it kind of sounds to me like it might be.
I mean, that's always an option, but at this point, I haven't had a ton of luck with them when it comes to this internet shit. The law is, there's a whole instance, right? Like they didn't come in and haul him right off to jail. Does that mean that it was implicitly like in the plea, you're totally protected? Like, you know, you didn't do anything wrong. Like this has been documented as an instance of harassment. Okay, like, you know, if I were to honestly, if I were to call, we came back this time and he trusted him, like there was a total had not been. It does not mean that his actions were either morally or entirely. They pressed out. That's it. Different camps already. The report is not. I would not suggest trusting your luck on this because I will not react the way that you do. I'm not going to hold the fucking stuff.
Yeah, Kate, you're cutting out terribly.
I thought it was just me.
I'm sorry.
Thought it was me too.
No. I'm on the highway. Who's driving?
Okay.
Sorry.
Can somebody tell me, since Kate's breaking up, did Brian go to her house?
Yeah,
Well, certainly
he
He really
did.
did?
He
Yep.
really did.
Yep.
Took it
Right, I was hoping
took
that
it
was
too
a
far.
rumor or a lie or something.
No, took it too far. Joe, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I think that was pretty bad. Somebody tell me what happened, man. He went out there and yelled. What happened?
Am I still
Kate,
breaking up?
I can hear
Yeah.
you now.
Okay, sorry about that. I'm driving, honey. What's up, Joe?
What the fuck happened? This idiot went outside your house and did what? Yell, called your name?
Oh, no.
Rang your
Listen, okay,
doorbell?
so let's, no. Let me run down the scenario here. So, sometime earlier in the day, we started making live streams, and they have a whole list of addresses they believe may be mine. It's 14 addresses. And they start saying, we're going to show up at our house. We might call her work. We might go to her work. We're going to go to her mother's house. We're going to ask her mother to cook us dinner, right? So I'm like, all right, like, they're probably bullshit. If not, like, show up when she's going to like, fuck you. And I made a live stream. I was like, you're a bunch of fucking pussies. You are not invited to my fucking house. I would not fucking suggest that you go there. But, like, you're not going to fucking scare me, pretty much. So
And
that's what he does.
they had dreams of lasagna.
Yeah, whatever the fuck they were talking about. You know, they're trying to be coy with their language. They want to be threatening, but they don't want to be too threatening. Like, I'm him.
Right.
You know what I mean? I know. I understand. You want to play with that legal line, but that's a dangerous thing to do. You know, because at some point, if you're not getting the reaction, there's a good chance you're going to fucking push it, and he pushed it. So he started sending fucking pictures to Polly Christie of, like, exits. Like, I'm on the way to her house, right? Now, why would you do that, Joe?
Right.
Man, dude, these guys are really lucky that you don't have an adamant father like me or a brother like me.
Or
I'm telling you right
boyfriend
now,
like me.
I'm telling you, if they would have showed up in front of my daughter's house, in front of my sister's house, in front of my mother's house, I would be beating I would be beating a crippled man.
Right?
Thank you very much. I appreciate you so much. But listen, first of all, I did not burden my family with this. I did not call them like, oh, this is how, I'm a grown ass, these are my fucking choices, whatever. My father didn't even know. My husband, I had to talk out of fucking going over there, beating their asses, either shooting them with a fucking BB gun, and if you hear that loud ass fucking engine in the back of his video, that was my husband jumping in his car and circling their vehicle. He was circling the fucking block, and he said, as soon as that fucking camera is there, this brick is going through that motherfucker.
No, you should have let him. You should have let him.
No, because we don't play that shit here. We do not play that shit here. I'm not stupid to your level. I'm not. I'm so sorry, Joe. I had asked you a question though. If I'm sending pictures to you off my roof to your residence, why am I doing that? You're a man from the street. Why am I doing that?
I don't know, baby. I don't know what.
No, come on. No, listen, you don't have to. I'm asking. I'm not even asking you to aim this at Brian. I'm asking you. If I'm sending you fucking pictures, right? I am on the way to your. Am I doing it because I need directions?
If you're sending me pictures on the way, it better be some sex shit involved. You're trying to get me warmed up. That's what my mind.
Right, but you know that's the fucking taunt and threat. You know, I'm on my way. Square up, right? Which I understand. So he's doing that. Then around, I don't even know what time he got there because I was not home. I have a job, I have children, I had to leave work and pick my kid up. So at some point, he is outside my house. It is after dark with no name. He is standing outside yelling my name, saying, I'm not leaving until she invites me inside. and he says, I have a gun. He is announcing that he has a gun, right? Now, my kids are home. My kids have no idea what's going on. He's not seeing it. He thinks it's a public sidewalk, but that's my neighbor's fucking property. He is directly in front of my neighbor's house, right where their fucking walkway is, right? And he is refusing to leave, all right? Like, that is over the line. That is something that I would not do. That is something that has caused now 2 documented. He was reading off my license plate. He was reading off my husband's business information from his van. He was waiting, he was looking around and, yeah, fuck that. I know what it was. It was a stupid fucking intimidation plan. I don't play that shit. I'm not going to beat your ass. I'm not going to argue with you in the street and cause a disturbance because my children and my neighbors deserve some peace when they lay their heads down at night at home. I am going to go to the police. I'm going to document it at the
How long ago was this? Yesterday or the day before?
Last night. Oh, and they came back a second time. They came back a second time. And then they're threatening, we're going to come in the morning. Like, you know what? Like, get the fuck out of here. It was not arrestable. Did it cross lines enough for this to be documented as harassment? Yes, it did, right? Like, end of story. Just.
It's definitely, it fall under the category of harassment. Not only that shit, it probably got a case with him putting your shit all on the internet like that too. You probably got some YouTube moves you can make. But I'm more interested in what we gonna do, man.
And guess what happened to the last one?
Yeah, Joe, I say we go over to his house. How about we go pay him a visit?
Hey, Sasha.
This is my issue. We're gonna do nothing because I'm not a little kid and I'm not like I am not fucking 22 years old.
I am.
Not you, baby. I'm thinking about community as a whole.
Retaliation at this point would just bring the ire of everyone down on you as well.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Best thing to do at this point is ignore it, document everything, get copies, and basically, if it happens again, then let it hit the fan.
I say go buy a bird head. What you do in a bird head, you're not responsible for after you take it off.
Bird, I'm at the hotel, by the way, man. I'm going to be killing time till you're ready.
Word up, man. Yeah, I'm on the side of this building right now throwing sand on, dude, and I am doing it as quick as I can.
I'm probably going to go on a Jeff panel or something else I wanted to do.
Right on.
Be with me. I'm preoccupied.
Right on. Good. I wanted to make a night video anyway, so.
I'm sorry, Kenny. If we're talking personal shit on you.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Kenny.
Honestly, like I respect how men feel about this. 110%. Like I got nothing but respect for men who would say, "I'm going to kick this motherfucker's ass," because, like, you're raised like that. I understand. I'm a woman, sort of. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's over the line, kids involved, whatever. I just I don't play those fucking games. I don't. And like, Furry picked the wrong one. I'm telling you right now. I'm not shutting my YouTube channel down. It's that we weren't even talking about her very much. We had very little criticism to level at her till she fucking handed us more. Like, I'm not gonna stop talking about you. Sorry you went on a 2-week ban. I literally had nothing to do with it other than maybe influence. And I don't know because I wasn't there when the person was in the report button. But maybe you need to change the way that you handle the fucking terms of service. That's really fucking sexually harassing women as moving into their vagina is something that you should reconsider if you want to do. That's not me.
Mm-hmm. And I think you're absolutely right that nothing really should be done because it's just gonna escalate things and they're pretty much gonna get what they want because they're doing this to get a reaction. They want a reaction out of Kate. They want a reaction out of all of Kate's followers. They want a reaction out of the community. They're doing this exactly for that.
Sure, they got one out of me.
Excuse me 1 second, guys. I gotta check in. I'll hop back on when I get upstairs.
All right.
The reaction that should be done right now is nothing. Give them a moral reaction. Have this incident, it already has, go around the freaking internet. Let everybody know that Kate is going to do nothing.
Yeah.
And if it happens again, at that point, it's time to get, for my advice, it would be time to get a
civil restraining order.
Yes, thank you. The restraining order. At this point, it's, I guess you could call it fun and games for them, but going between states to do this, I mean, you're getting into the federal area, and those charges are definitely a little more serious.
And that's been documented on that end. There's nothing more to do at this point other than issue a very stern, very clear, and transparent warning as to how I will handle anyone who does this. I'm not playing the fucking game. Stay the fuck away from my family. I will absolutely go in the proper channels to the extent of the law, hold you accountable and protect myself and my family. You want to fight online, go for it. But if you step out of the ring, I am not entertaining it.
Well, this was done to someone over in California, and unfortunately for the individual that did it, the one principal in the family was a lawyer, and right now he's on other charges being held federally. Not for that incident, but I'm sure that's going to get brought up.
Yeah, and I just want to say, Kate, I think you were handling all this extremely well. I don't know. I think I'm with Bird on this one. Logically, it's telling me don't do anything, but I think it will be really, really hard pressed to not do anything about it. You know. So I give kudos definitely for handling it just as professionally as you.
I'd tell your husband it's worth the charge.
Kate is a very objective person. She looks at the whole picture, and she's done everything she needs to do right now.
And I don't think that you're wrong as far as it's she's handling it way more appropriately than I would. But I think at the end of the day, dude, sometimes what people learn from the quickest, the fastest is a good old Christian beating. If you were to take that old man, bump him right out of his chair, pop him in the face 6 or 7 times until he's crying like a 4-year-old little girl, he would not be making that same mistake to somebody else.
But we know what Brian would do. If that were to happen, Brian would easily turn it to where he's the victim. Oh my God, I was just doing a constitutionally protected activity.
Sure, absolutely. Absolutely. But think about this.
This whole deal that it really didn't need to be. And Brian would win in that.
No, but he would lose because they'd be like, okay, can I have a description? And then all of a sudden he'd be like, yeah, some guy in a bird head ran up and fucking socked me in the face. Well, how do you know it was a guy? Did you see their face? Can you verify that it was a male? Well, no, sir. Well, I guess you're fucked. Shouldn't be going to people's houses and starting ruckus.
Agree. Okay, I see what you're saying on that one. True. But I think Tim would he would become, well, I wouldn't go as far to call him a martyr, but he would definitely take that role and go with it and just he becomes so insufferable. He already is, but he becomes even more insufferable than he is. It would be utterly just ridiculous. If anyone wants to come on up, you guys are more than welcome to. I'm gonna go ahead and let them go.
Sorry about my wind noise, guys.
It's all good. So yeah, it's just but yeah, I think I'm with you, Liberty. I honestly think I would handle it a lot differently. Even though my head tells me to handle it the way I'm saying it should be handled, if I was in that situation, it'd be different. When you're in your feelings, you act differently, react differently. You don't think clearly.
Well, and not just that, but ultimately there are pleas for temporary insanity. I'll tell you this much though. If anyone thinks that they fucking want, play the game with me, find out, motherfuckers. That's all I got to say about it. Come to my house, threaten my wife or kid, and find out how quick you wind up in a fucking abandoned mine shaft and gone. Nobody will ever find you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think you put it really well. Like, if anyone were to go out and do what he did at his house, he would have a fucking conniption. He would have a heart attack right there. Probably on live stream, because he live streaming. Oh my God, there's these people, and all I do is do my constitutional rights, guys. And everyone will be like, oh my God, Brian, you're so right. You're the bestest ever. Oh my God.
You're the best at soliciting a response for fucking illegitimate baiting.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my God, it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
I'm an auditor, and go ahead, man, Jay. Sorry.
Yeah, I neglected to ask her before she bopped off if they've got any photographic evidence of their presence.
Oh no, hold on. Sasha Crane's trying to come on, but I don't know if it's really Sasha Crane, so I'm gonna go ahead and do this. because I don't want to get porn mom.
Good job.
It's really me.
Okay, good. And I fucked up anyway, so I'm glad it was really you.
Sasha!
Bird, I'm mad at you.
Okay, fair enough. What'd I do?
Because I thought we were working on a relationship so I could leave Fixer, and you haven't even spoke to me at all today.
Oh, I'm sorry. What did I do? Oh.
I said I thought we were working on a relationship so I could leave Fixer, and you haven't even spoke to me today.
Oh, well, I don't read the chat. I'm on the side of a building. So if you were referring to me not responding to you in chat, it's because I am nowhere near my phone device.
Oh, well, when you see Joe Cool today, will you slap the shit out of him for me?
You know, I might be able to work that out.
You know, I used to live in Denver. I used to live off 6th and Federal, so...
No joke.
Don't make me come back out there.
Awesome.
I used to be an operations manager for Southwest Airlines at DIA.
No joke. That's
Yeah.
got a story, I bet, dude. DIA's definitely got its own little conspiracies.
I've been in the tunnels.
Have you?
Yeah, Kate, if you're back there, did you get any photographic evidence of their presence?
I have security cameras on my house.
Okay.
You should post those.
As to my neighbors, that they were, whose house they were actually in front of. Like, yeah, everybody has not just photographic evidence, but like full surveillance cameras from multiple vantage points. Like, it was really like.
Yeah, I'd get copies from your neighbors.
But you were at the station when you were live, so.
This is.
Oh, and that's already that. Listen, I spoke to my neighbors today because I live in a very, like I said, like it's a dead end street. Like it's kind of I'm not going to describe it too much, but like you know your neighbors, you know what I mean? You just know your neighbors. So starting having conversations, like and people because it's so small and quiet, and there's not a lot of traffic there or anything else. People took notice, so like there's not only this video, but there's witnesses, like, and then there's all the witnesses from the video that they put out themselves. Like it was a very, very, very stupid thing to do.
This is one of those instances that I really wish that you guys had one of those security guards like George Zimmerman patrolling around. I don't think anybody would have been very upset if George Zimmerman would have did what he did to Trayvon Martin to Mr. Sessions. Furry when they were out there.
I don't want
just saying.
To anyone, but I mean, and I said this before too. Like, it's to the point where yes, I spent my time at the police station, rather than risk an altercation, or an issue or anything. And the police were watching the live stream, and he was working on a report. Like, the live stream has been saved, every single one. Like, it's just like this is exactly how not to intimidate someone, because you are already establishing a pattern that can lead to a greater liability. The more that it continues. Don't fucking start it. I don't fucking start it.
But does anybody find it funny that Brian always attacks women? Because when he said he was going to Massachusetts, he was coming to my house, he was audit my house, blah blah blah. And then when I said that's fine, you can come to my house, I'll go to your mother's house.
He definitely has some predator fucking shit going on, in my personal opinion.
Well, I agree with that too, but I find it funny that Brian always feels the need to attack women. He said he had my address. He said he was coming to my house. Why didn't you show up? Did you see who I really am? I mean,
oh yeah.
Let me tell you why that is partially too. So obviously he has a thing against women. He's very misogynistic in his language, but he also is somebody like. We go on and do this panel shit all the time. You and I, Fox. You got a big personality. I got a big personality. He already knew what to expect and where to pick his fight. It was a no-brainer. Obviously, people have seen me go through similar issues with people online and public because it's.
You're breaking up really bad again, Kate.
Hold on.
I wish you could fix her mic a little bit, man. It's really bad.
I'm so sorry. It's because I'm driving.
I know. It's okay.
Yeah.
We're happy to have you here.
Feels so bad for people like you. Come on, if you're driving, stuff like that.
Believe me, Kate. We know you're on speakerphone.
Yeah. Yeah.
So CFW, what do you think about everything?
Oh, sorry.
Am I hearing like two things at once, right? Am I
You're
wonder,
good. Go ahead.
like, I thought, I'm saying she needs to, I'm saying that she needs to act like she's better than him. She needs to act like
I think you're breaking up for me. Was she breaking up for anyone else?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, you were breaking up too, CFW.
Me and CFW are just fucking your panel up.
It's all good.
And I thought it was gonna be me.
I really thought it was me because I'm like I'm having internet issues. So I'm like, well, I can expect it. Maybe it's not just me having internet issues. Oh well, whatever. That's good to know.
It's like
We'll wait. There you go, CFW. We can hear you now.
Brian will show up. Brian will show up to my house because he's seen that I'm a.
She needs to act like an uppity, snobby, like she needs to act like an elitist, and I don't know why everybody's mad at me for saying that.
Well, Brian won't show up at my house because you see my avatar picture. That's really me. I'm a big bitch. Brian won't show up because I'll put a whole titty on his back.
Oh shit!
Brian wants to talk about me having balls and dick and all that. Yup, sure do.
I saw Brian's text. That's
Brian wants to try me. I'll put my trainee dick up his ass so far to come out his mouth and drop a triple D on the back of his neck.
Well, we know he's okay with these unsubstantiated attacks. Look what he said about Sancho and calling him a predator and all that bullshit, which is just bullshit, you know?
Yeah, Brian's ridiculous. Brian is, I don't know. Brian is, I don't know how his family deals with him. I don't know. I just don't get it. But we'll see if Walgreens supports their employees' spouses attacking women and if that's what Walgreens stands.
No, not at all. Not at all. They'll fight if that's where he works or somewhere like that, then he's fucked. Because this is all on the internet. All someone has to do is let them know about this, and he's fucking done. They've let people go for less than that. So
Sorry, am I better now?
yes.
Okay. What I was saying is that, like, Brian can easily gauge the fight that he's picking because both Sasha and I are up on, in public and we react to things in a very strong way, each of us. So he's already seen through Turtle Boy, right? Like, where I've had, similar, so granted, Aiden's never shown up at my house on fucking wood, but I will not retaliate. You know what I mean? I will certainly, I will deal with it through courts and the police in any way that I can, and I will document, but you'll have a little bit of static online with me. I'm not going to do to you what you do to me. I'm just not going to do that. He knows that Sasha gives exactly zero fucks, and that she is a fucking angel of vengeance, right? And she will come down upon him with equal, if not, like, more vitriol and fucking just bullshit, right? Like, I will not show up at your house. Sasha might, right? Like, I will not contact your wife. Sasha might. So of course he was calculated in it. And Sasha's just the excuse. The real reason that he showed up is because Furry Potato wanted him to, right? Because Furry Potato was pissed off that she thinks we put her on a 2-week ban. Which let's pretend that I personally press the report button on every single one of these bitches' videos for hours on that. Let's just say that I did that, right? Like, whatever. Like, is it a reasonable response to fly 3,000 miles to have somebody drive 8 fucking hours to pick some other schmuck up so that they can stand outside of my house and have a day's worth of, like, is that a reasonable reaction for the time, money, effort, and day spent? Is it? Because it kind of seems like mowing a lawn with an A-bomb to me. It's kind of batshit.
Yeah, I would agree.
And Furry is implicated in this.
Yeah. Now was Furry there? Or I know Furry was in the state and probably maybe in the city, but was Furry actually across the street as well, or was it just Brian and
I did not see Furry at all. Furry jumped in. This was clearly this was a mutually beneficial arrangement, and we still don't know exactly why Furry was in Massachusetts or now is claiming to have already left. Like, I don't know. Nor do I particularly care. What I see is that Furry advertises News New England's channel. News New England tries to play it off like they ran into Furry for some sort of harebrained attempt at plausible deniability, even though they are very clearly linked, right?
Yeah.
Furry has an issue with me. Brian has an issue with me, but thus far has never been to my fucking house. And all of a sudden, Furry's here and they're at my house, and Furry has done this to other people before. Clearly, Furry manipulated him, and they had some sort of arrangement so that Furry could still take part in the intimidation and put her fucking signature on it without actually getting her hands too dirty. I see that. I don't give a shit.
Oh no, agreed. It's simple. I mean, especially when you saw Furry's thing, go ahead and watch it between 12 and 1. Well, it obviously wasn't just out of the blue you met him if you guys were advertising and I think it was at least a full 12 hours before they even were started filming, right? When it was posted. I mean, it was not like it was just a happened to be thing. So no, just agreed. And it's stupid of them. And to think that they could just get away with this. I mean, the plausible deniability aspect of it is just ridiculous. Like, who the hell's going to fall for that? That's the stupid logic. Doesn't make any fucking sense whatsoever.
I just want to say that my pull-up game is very strong. I have a proven track history of showing up in people's cities and towns.
Okay. Well, no, that's probably Kate's probably absolutely right, which is why he won't go show up where you're at, because he knows that he'll freaking probably won't leave the same man he came in as.
He sure won't. He'll leave high pitched.
Yeah, so Maxwell Sucks is Brian. Oh, is Maxwell Sucks here or something? Oh, they are here. Why don't you come on up, Maxwell Sucks, or Brian, or even Omaha? Come on up,
I
guys.
surmised that a long time ago. It's just like what bothers me the most about Brian, can I say this? And I know it's going to be mean and it's going to trigger him off, and he's going to show up at my fucking parents' house or whatever he wants to do, but I'm going to say it anyway because it's your pattern. Establish it as you wish, Brian. Your attempt at subterfuge is the most enraging thing to me, because you operate as if you are a clever man when you are borderline legally retarded. It's just the cognitive dissonance that it takes to operate as if you are intelligent while, possessing no intelligence whatsoever is actually mildly enraging to me.
Well, did you hear him? Did you hear him today saying that he's going to get an attorney and sue everybody for making fun of for discriminating against his disability?
Oh, I saw that.
Right, because he doesn't even understand what the word discrimination means. It's like, that's what I mean. It's just very sad. And the fact that he's asking for a PayPal rule for it, like, I wish that I could say that he knows that he doesn't have a lawsuit there, but I'm not confident in that, honestly. I'm not confident that he's just so ignorant that, he sees the word discrimination, decides that he's going to interpret it in, whatever simpleton way that he does and accept it as law. Like, it's like I said, like, this actually, like, I'm not happy that they showed up at my house, but it almost enrages me more at how, like, just stupid he is. His stupidity, like, that's what makes me most angry about Brian. But anyway, like, yeah, like, I surmised a few days ago, Maxwell Sucks is probably Brian. Brian, you've done a very poor job yet again. Take a fucking cookie.
Yeah, he's just absolutely, and he just really just has an issue with. And his only issue with you, because the only thing you've really said about him is you call him stupid a few times, which is perfectly okay. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, some of the shit he does is really fucking stupid. But other than that, your channel doesn't focus on him. I think you've done absolutely maybe 0 stories. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think you've done 0 stories on him. Videos, right? I don't think you've done 1.
No, I mean, his name has came up in conversation on Maxwell,
but not like a complete video, right? Yeah.
He has never been the focus. It would be like something Josh.
It's always linked through Josh.
Yeah, it'd be something like Josh did, and Brian's name will come up in context. But I've never.
Yeah. Other than that, yeah. That's my point. Yeah, like he's never been a focal point of anything that they do on that channel, and yet he is taking it so personally. So it's like all the attacks on him, and it's utterly ridiculous. It's laughable, and the logic he uses to say, well, she's breaking the law, doing this. And I guess he finally realized that no, there was nothing he could really do. Maybe his what would he call it? His lawsuit he was supposedly getting, they fell through. His lawyer called him and said, yeah, sorry, you got nothing. And that's when maybe they decided to take it up a notch and try and maybe push a lawsuit, but then Kate handled it quite well and just wouldn't allow it to happen. So just another failure to add to his life.
I mean, Brian's a failure in life anyway. If you look at it, he couldn't find a woman and fall in love with her. He had to buy her. Let's just be honest.
Ah.
And his little cheerleader is a fucking middle school gym teacher, lesbian woman. Like, let's be honest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I didn't even add that in because it wasn't Brian directly, but I had some context to it too. Wasn't D. Johns threatening to kick my ass?
Yeah, that's his fucking lesbian gym class teacher. I mean, that's his cheerleader.
I've never even spoken to that lady. I don't even know who who is she? What does she do?
She's an irrelevant, sad alcoholic of a woman that can't find a wife, and so she chases men that are not enlarged down below, so she can feel like that she has a girlfriend. I mean, let's just look at her girlfriend, Joshua.
I've never had a reaction to someone so severe that without ever speaking a word to them or having any sort of personal interaction would feel like I need to like jump them in public. Literally never happened to me. It's just, and I don't even understand who she is or what she does, but I mean, these people are just like how old are they?
Yeah, that whole group is just, I can't even, it's hard to even watch any of their panels. I do just to see if they're gonna say something stupid but for the most part, I try to leave it alone. But when I was bored and I went on and I saw Omaha and it enraged me.
You're one of like 30 people. I admire your dedication and thank you for your service, sir. Because God knows I couldn't sit through them, but I just don't understand where did these people come from? Have you ever just stepped back and thought that where do they come from?
West Virginia. That's my guess. West Virginia, a lot of them. And no offense to anyone that's from West Virginia, I guess.
That does make sense.
But no, yeah, their panels are really hard to get through. They claim that what kills me is what I'm doing is when I go on, I'm hoping to catch one time that they actually have a topic that is related to auditing, related to the Constitution, but it never is. It's the same shit they rehash. Oh, Maxwell Report sucks. Oh, Polly Crispy sucks. Oh my God, Polly has this many views. All this and this and that. That's all it is. It's the rehashing of the same drama, same BS, and I'm waiting to see some sort of constitutional discussion, and it just never happens.
Truth teller, I see.
Well, I mean, now we've got Ryan demanding that police take their hands out of their pockets while walking down the street.
Wow.
Across the poor park police.
He's doing a lot of
it was unconstitutional to not give their name and badge number.
Incredible. It was the most. That's what they're just so.
Yeah, and the thing is, and a lot of the auditors get that wrong anyway. They don't have to give both. Most districts and counties is just one or the other, and that's what I don't get. And another thing, a lot of them don't bother to do the research before they say, oh, I'm not going to ID. Well, if you stop an ID state, you kind of have to, and they don't bother to do that research. They just assume that they don't have to give their ID unless they did something wrong, but that's not true in every single state, and they don't seem to grasp it.
And another thing they don't understand.
Sorry, MJ's going to say it.
Yeah, well, the other thing they don't, well, this may be different. The other thing they don't understand is reasonable suspicion is so easy.
Exactly.
And not every state has that suspicion in their laws either.
Yeah, it's yeah, Terry versus Ohio, United States Supreme Court. Yeah.
So like I just saw a video that this guy's his name was Know Your Rights, and he was in New Mexico. Now, to be fair to him in the situation, the cop didn't express that it was a stop and ID state. So, but the cop was right and said he did have to ID. He ended up not IDing, of course, because the cop for some reason just let the situation go. But
Yeah,
just
and
go
NJ
ahead.
needs to look. NJ needs to look at that New Mexico stop and ID regulation, because that one does not mention anything about reasonable suspicion at all.
Yeah, but believe me, if it were just used and the officer had no real reason to do it, they would win in court against the police.
Oh,
Believe me.
right. I mean, some of the laws are obviously outdated, haven't been updated recently. I mean, my feeling about everything that happened with Massel, and I just want to this is why I came up real quick, is I've been saying it from the get-go. They saw an opportunity with Furry. They basically probably invested to have her come out just to save that struggling channel. They need those views. They need those people. So they're basically using Furry to get her viewers, because they know they're not going to last long without Josh around.
It's hilarious to watch the channel. Like, you actually see people saying, "We love Furry" on it. It's like, damn, most of these new people are all Furry. And if Furry Potato wouldn't have said anything, and when all of this is done, if Furry's done with Brian, those people are going to leave Brian and not watch it. Just wait and see.
I mean, even now, they're probably, they gave him the subscribers, but there's a good chance they're probably not going to, watch, because his content is boring. There's nothing.
Absolutely.
There's nothing different. It's all the same rehashed, just
I was just going to say
garbage.
Yeah, Paul. By the
like
way, yes, real quick there, Kate. They've had plenty of time. Terry versus Ohio's from 1968.
Oh wow.
I agree with Paul though. He set the bar pretty high with these
You're breaking up again, Kate.
No, I will say this: the court of public opinion is going to trash them. At least that's my opinion.
Well, again, it depends on what side you're on. Look at people that love Furry and people that love AFA and the people that love all this stuff. I mean, I think I thought it was pretty cool the way Bird kind of came up and was just kind of like, I mean, he's an auditor too, and he's just like, no, I don't. Joe Cole's the same way. They're like, this is bullshit, and I think it's good to see auditors kind of like look at it from a different perspective, and I think that's good, and it's gonna hopefully it ostracizes him from the community.
Right.
I doubt it will, but I can hope.
True. I mean, the real auditors have to know that was, completely over the line. That's the thing, and I'm hoping they honestly, as a collective, get together and call him out on his BS, and I'm hoping Omaha comes to his senses and just doesn't want to be a yes man like he's proving to be.
Well, here's the thing, and I think, Kate, you're right on, spot on. Omaha. Then I guess my thing would be then refrain from responding. Just don't, I don't have a comment on that. I think that would probably be his best course of action.
Yeah, he's proven he can do that anyway.
He saw something. He had a visceral reaction to it. He was, he did also, message me to check me. Like he. Sorry. So, I mean, he had a knee-jerk reaction, and Brian, because of who Brian is, immediately had to admonish him, correct it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's true. And Floyd, Floyd is he's a nice guy. He wants to be, I should say. And like I said, your thoughts on him was just spot on. It's just I got really pissed off when he came on the channel, because actually when he was on panel with me, he said he was trying to text you, but you weren't responding back to him. So he thought you were mad at him for some reason or whatever, because he wanted to know if you were okay, sort of thing.
Yeah, no, I was honestly, I wasn't upset with him then. I'm not upset with him now. I don't have personal issues with the majority of this auditing community. I am a vocal critic, but I'm not somebody who gets so personally involved that I hold it against you personally. Unless you're Brian. At this point, like, yes, I personally do not like him. Like, just making that clear.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm with you on that one. I'm a critic on it, but like I said, there are some people that I respect that I think are doing a good job. I'm sure like you think. Well, I don't know. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I'm sure you can see. You do see, like me. I think you see maybe not auditing, but for cop watching, you see the need for it and why they do what they do, sort of thing, right? Maybe not auditing, but cop watching.
For me, it's that I don't like to think of people in absolutes, right? And it's something that I do have to actively work on, because the internet tends to kind of put a glass wall between you and other human beings. It's very easy to look at them as one-dimensional and sort of dehumanize, right? So I try not to do that, which means that, I try to acknowledge that even if someone is making videos on the internet that really, really, really upset me, right, and I can get very angry and I can spit out a lot of venom with my words, right, at the end of the day, they're still a human being, and I can still at least look for something that I can relate to as redeemable.
Right. Okay. That's fair enough. All right, so I'm gonna put the link up again, see if anybody wants to join the chat and talk. And if you guys are just joining, we're here talking with Kate, and we just Omaha, of course, was he reneged on what he said about Kate. He pretty much was kissing the ring, like he was like the Dawn or Superfly or whatever you want to call it, and he was, and that's what set me off. Not really happy about that. I want to talk to him about it. I'm definitely more calm than I was when I first started. But still, yeah, no, I think I'm gonna have to sever communications with him until he comes correct with that, because that was some bullshit in my opinion.
But I don't think that you have to. I don't, because you know what I mean. Like, if you disagree that much, then I don't. There's like this weird thing where you have to take a really hard stand. If you really don't feel like you can communicate with him for yourself, fine. But you disagree with something, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't still voice it to him and continue to offer your perspective, because his perspective in some ways could be valuable to you, and definitely vice versa. You know what I mean? Which is how I try to approach most interactions with people, myself anyway.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying, and I'll give that some thought. But just it's not just this instance. It's anytime we talk to him, he's real disrespectful to the people in the chat. I'm not cool with that at all. And because my channel, like your channel, people can come up and they can say whatever the fuck they want to these people. I mean, it's just the way it is. As long as they're not like being like, hold on, someone's trying to come up. I want to make sure it actually is them. Boy, Carl, is that? Hold on. Carl, is that you?
No.
Okay, yeah, it's Carl. Just making sure.
No, it's not.
Yeah. So it's really just a bunch of things. Like I really like to try to give him the benefit of the doubt where I can. I've given him the benefit of the doubt a lot of times, and a lot of times he agrees with what I say, but then he'll go and let someone talk him out of it, or he'll go and say something at a different thing that bothered me a lot. But then again, I try to remember the way kind of he is, so I always tend to remind myself with that. But I don't know, this one is just it was knee-jerk reaction, but I think that it was the human reaction. You know what I mean? And I just can't get over it. I mean, yeah, that's just me personally. I mean, if you can, great. Then maybe you're a better person than I am for that, and that's perfectly fine by me at that. With that. But yeah, just me. I just don't think so. It's been too much. Because I mean, I enjoy talking to him because he's a cool guy. I mean, we have a lot of stuff in common, but just for my own sanity, I'm gonna have to say, yeah, no. But anyway, that's just me. So, Carl, what's up, man?
No.
So, yep, we're just kind of shooting the shit right now. We were just talking about NNE Brian and mostly Brian and Omaha and just the whole situation that happened with Kate. I don't know if you're familiar with it or not.
No, I'm not.
Okay, well, they did some stupid shit. They're filming outside of Kate's house, just like some of the cowards that they are, and they live streamed it because again they're fucking idiots. And so yeah, and Omaha initially was like, okay, what you did was wrong, but then just today, less than like 2 or 3 hours ago, he went and kissed the ring to Omaha and said, "I was wrong, you were right," blah blah blah. So yeah, that drew my ire.
Well, it's officially drawn mine.
Yeah. So yeah, Kate, so you are going to obviously you're going to take some legal action here, and I'm sure you can't. I'm not asking you to talk about or anything like that, but
I've already done anything that I'm going to do for the time being, and for
okay,
yeah, yeah.
Good. So and the camera shows them actually on the property of the neighbors.
Yeah.
Hey, there were some great sidewalk shots.
And from their video, man, there really wasn't a whole lot to show where they were. I mean, I watched a little bit of the video, and you couldn't see shit. It was just too dark outside. I mean, you saw No Name, and they're just I don't know, it was utterly ridiculous. And but yeah, I think that they forgot that home securities, and I guess you live in a neighborhood where they have a great neighborhood watch program, which is awesome. Gotta love neighborhood watch, right? Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I think that's awesome, and I wish you all the luck, and I hope that they don't come back, and if they do, I hope you can keep your husband calm so he doesn't go out there and make the situation.
Oh no, we're good. We're all good now. Everyone's good.
So is he still in Massachusetts, or did he leave? Or
No, they left.
Do you know?
They left.
Oh, they did leave. Okay.
Yeah. And honestly, they could go do this again tomorrow. I would not recommend it, right? But they're going to get the exact same reaction, which is I'm going to not engage with them and document it with police. And I think a lot of the time the instant gratification kind of blurs the judgment of the long-term repercussions in situations like this. Because if you can get away with this, then maybe you can get away with this. But what they're not acknowledging is that this can quickly become cumulative and start to establish a pattern, right? And that's when you really have some trouble.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. All right, so so if anybody wants to come up and talk to Kate, if you don't mind, if someone come up, they want, maybe not. Okay, my bad. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and end this. I got some stuff I gotta take care of. I honestly just want to come on and kind of like vent a little bit with you guys. Omaha obviously didn't come up. I'm sure I'll see him at some point. So and if you're watching this, Omaha, just man, that was some bullshit. Shouldn't have did
You're
that.
a dickhead.
And just maybe examine who your friends are, because they're not very they're not friendly. In any, I like that. So thank you everyone for showing up. It's been a lot of fun. Patricia, thank you. Cheryl, Flash, Glitter, May, Sasquatch, Comfort, Glitter, Flat. I already said those. Will, Taka, Dolce. Anyone else Kate, thank you for showing up. Asian, thank you. Carl, thank you, sir, for showing up. Do you have anything last minute, Carl?
Yes, I do. I wanted to ask Paul, have you ever done any work on audiobooks?
Actually, I do. So real quick, and I don't want to go back into my life story or anything, but growing up until about the age of 12 or 13, I had a horrible stutter to the point where I could almost unable to communicate. We had a neighbor of ours who actually was a great guy. He came over and just talked to me real quick and said, "Hey, you ever heard of this radio station on AM?" I'm like, "No, I haven't." He goes, "Well, do me a favor, tune into this show between 7 o'clock and 9 o'clock and see what you think. So I hopped on real quick, and next, I'm listening to shows like George and Gracie, Jack Benny, Phantom, or what is it, the Phantom, the Lone Ranger, things like that. Over time, I noticed how they enunciated things, and so with slowing down my level of speech and slowing down the way I thought, I started noticing my speech was improving. So it actually helped out greatly. And in answering of your question, I now actually work locally with a couple different used bookstores and do audiobooks for children. So I do voices and all that fun stuff, but it actually helps them out as well. And I've got a lot of positive feedback from parents saying, their kids are enunciating better. So,
all right. Well, thanks for doing that, Paul. That's good stuff. All right, so Paul, you got anything last minute to say, sir?
Nope, not at all. Just I can't believe Brian did what he did, and karma's a bitch.
So true. Diver, sir. Last minute.
Yeah, I can totally believe it. The level of evil that I see there, and that's all it is. He thinks it's retribution. He thinks he probably thinks it's fun. Got out and around. He got some exercise. Wow. But what he doesn't realize is the court of public opinion is going to rule on this. In fact, it already has just with this discussion.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there's going to be other panels on it. There's going to be other live streams where people are talking about it. And it's all going to be negative. The only place that it's going to have even a tincture of positivity is going to be in his echo chamber.
Oh yeah, where any dissenting view is going to be banned, muted, just deleted. So
Yeah, there can be hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil in his world.
Absolutely, if someone would have came in and been like they agree with what Brian did, I'm sure they would have heard a lot of shit from everyone in chat, but they would have been free to say what they wanted to say at the same time.
Well, the classic symbol of what I just said is the three apes that are, covering their eyes, covering their mouth, covering their ears. Somebody needs to use that as a logo and go in there.
There you go, right? That is. Josiah, you got anything last minute, sir?
No, just you're a great guy, Kenny. Anytime, just pop up and spit out whatever you have to say.
Man, just want to thank everyone for joining today. If you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Also, make sure you subscribe to Diver. I keep saying maybe if he gets enough subscribers, we can get him to actually get a channel going.
Don't waste your time.
Hey, maybe if you got subscribed to Paul Kemp enough, maybe he'll start putting shit out and stuff. And all you ladies like his voice, so hey, subscribe to him and can't get forced into the content out there.
Yeah, Kenny, don't threaten me with a good time.
And also, if you haven't already, subscribe to Mr. Taco Josh. Good side piece to. He does some gaming. He has some fun panels and stuff like that. So should be a lot of fun. What's up, Bird?
I'm back. Sorry about that. I had to take a call.
Yeah, we're just about ready to sign off, though.
No, no worries.
So, do you have anything last minute you want to say before we go, though?
I would say just, everybody take it in stride. If you wind up with someone in front of your house on some bullshit, be prepared to take action. I personally wouldn't let them get away with it. And I don't think that there's a judge, jury, or other person that would convict you of a crime for taking action against someone that makes threats in front of your own home.
Good advice. And no, I like a side channel because you don't deal with the first. I mean, you deal with the first one. You also have gaming, so it's a nice little switch. So make sure you subscribe to him, and make sure. I'm sure you all have subscribed to Masshole, so do that. And if you like what Liberty Bird has been saying, check his channel out, and let him know. Let him know what you think. He like me. He'll take criticism.
I will.
He'll let you know what he thinks. I'm sure he can do it in stride, but I'm sure if you get mouthy with him, I'm sure he'll get mouthy with you right back, as Morgie knows. And we saw last night. that was entertaining, and I have to say, I still would love to see you guys do it together, or at least a weekly show. I think it would be phenomenally funny.
Oh man, I mean, people are definitely into drama, and wherever Morgie goes, there it is.
It's gonna be funny. The way you guys interact with each other is just hilarious. It's so great.
Yeah, we're definitely at each other's throats. You know, like it's a hate and love relationship. At the end of the day, we just agree to disagree. I think for the most part, but that's all right.
And that's really all you can do at that point. You know, when you have just such differences with someone, at the end of the day, you can talk to your blue in the face or say, you know what, why don't we just agree to disagree?
It's visceral. It's visceral from the get-go.
I agree.
Also, CFW's here. If you guys want to check out CFW, she was on the panel for a little bit. Go ahead and subscribe to her. Let her know that you appreciate the fact that she is against NNE Brian too. All right, guys. Thank you. This has been a lot of fun. I should have a video for you guys tomorrow, and I hope you guys check it out. Please hit that like button on your way out, and I'll see you again. All right, guys.
Real quick, Kenny. Soul just put out is going to be on in 30 minutes live.
Who?
Masshole.
Oh, so Matt's hole in 30 minutes. So,
nice.
Guys, take 30 minutes. Take a 30-minute break. Go get your munchies, and be back to watch Matt's hole. All right, guys. Peace.
Thanks, Kenny.
Thank you.
It really is a bad internet connection.
If it doesn't work, get a bigger hammer. If it still doesn't work, get an even bigger hammer.
And if